Well, it's me and Father Dajad We're in Racine together. We just did a taping, and I thought, well, we just sit down and spontaneously talk. We had worked together. I was his associate for like 3 years.
He was my assistant.
I was an associate. You know that there. Okay, we won't get into that. But it was always a joy working with him because he really taught me how to serve people. It's not about rules. It's about a community of people, and the priest is simply there to serve people. The number of times he was wrong, well, yeah, there was pretty many, but you taught me. You taught me a lot, and I always appreciated that. So, Armenian community. We were just talking about receiving people into the community. The church being this community that was just supposed to bring people in friendship with Jesus Christ.
You know, this question of community is very important. And today in America, the stress is on the individual. Individualism has become dominant. Uh, Within our Armenian tradition, when we were younger, many, many centuries ago, uh, we, we were dominated by our families. At that point, the community was dominant. Now it's just the opposite. The individual is dominant. I'm going to do my own thing, okay? Uh, and of course, when you have this imbalance, whether it's the stress on the community, and where the community could be your family, your neighborhood, your church, when that is so strong, it destroys the personality, it destroys the person, and people don't grow. When the stress is on the individual and the community retreats, we have no roots. We become rootless. We have no basis. Uh, as many of you know, I spent a good deal of my time in Armenia, 7, 8 months of the year in Armenia. In a sense, it's like going back to my roots, going back to my foundation. It's going back to where my parents came from. It's trying to seek a symbiotic relationship. I like that word, symbiotic. It's fancy.
And there's community there, like the old days.
Yeah, there's community. And you know what it is that in Armenia, in many ways, life is not as pleasant here in America. Here in America, we have all kinds of opportunity. There's employment. People can get rich. They can have big houses. They can go on vacations uh, to Europe, to Armenia. In Armenia, they're very poor, but they have something we don't have, which maybe, not maybe, is just as important. They have a sense of community.
Now, I'm going to interrupt you, otherwise you're going to go on forever.
I know.
Bring it back to America, where we live, and it's becoming an epidemic. What is the thing that is what are the things that have really drawn people into themselves, individual, because we don't have community out there anymore. Nobody cares about Racine, Wisconsin. They care about themselves. What is it? I don't want to nail it as egotism or egoism, but what has driven us inward? Even beyond the nuclear family, there's even more inward than that.
So even the nuclear family is gone.
I know.
I mean,
what is the cause of all of this?
Starting with the teenage rebellion, which is healthy.
Normal.
That people want to get away from their roots as fast as possible, so they end up living in Budapest, or they end up living in Dallas. They, look at your families. I mean, they're living all over the place. I mean, it's and maybe once a year, twice a year, you get together for a little while in some kind of an artificial atmosphere. But there has to be a balance between community and individual. You cannot let the community dominate the person. You can't let the person cut itself off from the community. Because we are what we are through community. I am here.
So we're becoming less because we are not living in this community.
That's true. And you know, when you talk about that, why am I existing today? Why am I here today? Because of two people who fell in love, who had me as a child. But that wasn't just what they did. They also created a family. I grew up in a family. I had brothers. I had aunts, uncles, I had cousins. We grew up in a family. Today, people live together. Uh, they don't get married. People, there are, they say that in the schools, that more of the children in the schools come from one-parent families
Yeah.
than from two-parent families.
Well,
It's a very
which is normal, it's become normal and it's okay, but what about then, here's what I think it is, I just thought of it, a commitment to another person, whether it be many people, a family extended, maybe out to 12 people, there's fear of commitment, that we live in society where people are fearful. Maybe it comes down to fear of commitment to another person, fear of the world around them, and maybe I better take care of my own and myself, um, and then I'll be okay. And that's what cuts us off.
But you know, there is this hunger for community today in the political campaign that's going on. One of the winning slogans is "Make America Great Again." What does that mean? Really, what does it? I think people are hungry for a sense of identity to a community, and they see that as America, and so they want to make America great again. I'm going to go one stage further, two steps further. Make our communities great again. Make our families great again. Make our churches great
It's all
again.
local.
Yeah, that's right. And Tip O'Neill said it.
Yeah.
All politics is local. Okay, so that's important. Uh, we have got to learn to, and the reason why people don't want to make that commitment is they're afraid, because once you make a commitment to somebody, what you are actually saying is, I need you. I am not complete without you. Nobody wants to say that. I don't need you. I don't need you. I can do it on my own. And this is the disease that is harming our society. Whether it be in all the social problems we face, whether it be in, let's say, this homosexual debate about their place in society, everybody wants to dominate each other.
Well, because we become so insecure with
That's
ourselves.
right. And because we are insecure.
There must be bad people out there we have to keep away.
Yeah. We become so insecure because we're not rooted in a community.
There you go. Well, hey, we ran out of time.
Okay.
You close it up. You say a few more words. I'm gonna kill the camera.
Okay.
It's good to have you here.
Let me just say, end with these words, that in order for us to be real people, real human beings, we need other human beings. What was it that, what was the name of that singer?
People who love people.
People who love people
Don't sing
are
it.
the luckiest
People in the world. All right, Dead-eyed. Good to have you in Racine.
Okay.
Get
good
back
to be
here.
God bless.